There's a lot of truth on this t-shirt. You don't stop lifting when you get old. You get old when you stop lifting. The reason why? Because the body will adapt for the better or for the worse. Because when you stop exercising, your body will know it doesn't need all that muscle or capillary density or mitochondria, which are the powerhouses for the cell, which provides energy to you, and it will eliminate them. Hi guys, this is part 5 on my series Shiwaku 7 method of overcoming obesity, regaining health, and achieving muscular endurance, size, and strength. If you haven't seen my other 4 videos, I recommend that you do so because it's all part of a puzzle, and each piece of the puzzle provides a clear view on how to approach the problem of eliminating obesity, regaining good health, and achieving muscular size, strength, and endurance. There's an old saying that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And if you're trying to overcome obesity, or to regain your good health, or to achieve muscular endurance, size, and strength, then you need a plan. This is just part of the solution. Is you're watching this YouTube video. It is still on you to continue researching and to develop your own individualized plan, because every person is different. Every person has strengths and weaknesses. Every person has limitations. And you have to tailor your plan to fit your strengths and weaknesses. Here's the plan that I recommend, and this is the plan that I followed. So your goal is to enter into a state of caloric deficit, or to consume less calories than what your body requires. The reason why your body stores fat is because historically mankind would go through periods of food deprivation, of famines, or floods, or something that interrupted the food supply. Perhaps all the game became scarce, or for whatever reason, sometimes mankind would have to survive for weeks or months without food. The problem nowadays, food is so abundant, especially in America, that you keep adding fat upon fat and upon fat, and this creates health problems. Because if you develop visceral fat is fat that surrounds the internal organs, and it causes a lot of metabolic problems. And your body's going through a metabolic crisis. I want you to know that when you see somebody who's obese, if their belly is projecting outwards, protruding, extending, like it looks like they're pregnant, a lot of that isn't fat. A lot of that is inflammation. Is that person is physically sick. So after being aware that each pound of fat contains 35,000 calories, then you need to erode that fat away. And there's an old saying that dripping water hollows out stones. Now think about that for a second here. Dripping water hollows out stones, but not by force, but by persistence. There's a lot of truth to that statement. Is the persistent drop after drop after drop after drop that wears away stones. As I said before, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. The second step you should do is to keep a food diary. And every day when you wake up, you weigh yourself. Get on a weight scale and write down the weight so you can track your weight loss or weight gains, because sometimes you will gain weight if you fall off the plan. Maybe you go to a festival or you go to a party and for whatever reason you succumb and you start eating more than you should, and you'll gain weight. And for me, it's not unusual for me to gain a pound or even 2 pounds in a single day, or to lose 1 or 2 pounds in a single day, depending on what I did that day. So in your food diary, write down your starting weight, and also write down what you ate during the day. Keep track and write down your activities for that day. Like for instance, if you went to a shopping trip at a shopping mall and you spent an hour and a half walking, write that down too, because later you can analyze it to see what did you do to make you lose weight or gain weight for that day. The third part of my plan, instead of eating foods with refined starches, like processed foods, eat foods with resistant starches, because resistant starches is difficult for your body to digest. And there are lots of foods which has resistant starches. For instance, barley, high in protein, but it's difficult for the body to break down. Oatmeal has resistant starches. Beans, peas, foods with a lot of fiber like cabbage, carrots, apples, green bananas, not yellow bananas, but green bananas. Yellow bananas are different. And the reason why is because when the bananas ripen, the resistant starches turns to sugar. So when you shop for green bananas. And on those days where you get a craving for something sweet, buy berries like blackberries or strawberries, because they're low in calories, but they're full of antioxidants and phytonutrients that your body needs. Another snack item is popcorn. Just buy the unflavored popcorn because it is high in resistant starches but low in calories. The next step in my plan is do meal preparations. Is prepare your meals 2 or 3 days in advance. Like if you're going to prepare meals like brown rice and beans, prepare for 2 or 3 days because it'll keep, and portion it out. The same thing with barley. If the foods you select, and remember, your diet plan has to be individualized according to your tastes, you will lose weight. And it's really all about persistence, determination, and consistency. Is to eat less calories than your body requires and force your body to go into a fat burning mode, because your body will do that during times of caloric deprivation. And the trick is to feel full so you don't get hungry. And if you're eating resistant starches, you can fill your belly full of bananas and get very little calories from it, or cabbage, or oatmeal, or barley. that's really the key, because if you're hungry, the less likely that your diet will succeed. So the key of this is to eat fewer calories than your body needs, because this will force the body to burn fat. And that's what the fat is there for. You have to remember, the reason the body stored that fat was for times of food deprivation. But at the same time, you want to feel full. So if you eat resistant starches, and you got a belly full of bananas and oatmeal and barley, you're not going to go hungry. It's much easier for you to diet. Because if you're feeling hungry, the more likely your diet plan will fail. And like I said, if you get hungry for something sweet, eat some berries. Eat an apple. If you do this, as long as you're consistent, and it all boils down to the same thing, and that is persistence. Because dripping water hollows out stones, not by force, but by persistence. So be like water.